I work for Baldwin City Beer Company. I'm doing this from home. I'm going to make a Flan de Coco, and that is a coconut flan, a traditional Latin American dessert that combines rich flavors of coconut and a luscious caramel topping. And so this is my setup. I have a 5-gallon stock pot. I have a 3-piece steamer set. I think that came from Walmart. I'm not sure anymore. And these are the 2 pieces for the steaming. What I do is I put those together like that. This is what I make my flan in. And works pretty good. But what I'm going to do is I make my flan. I use those 2 pieces. I set this down into here. My other piece will sit down on top of those 2. I'll bring my water level up to about halfway on my flan pan. Then I will cover it. This flan pan will have foil over the top of it. I'll cover it with this and let it steam. This is how we make our caramel. I do a cup of sugar and a 1/4 cup of water. I mix it up really well. I stick it in the microwave for 5 minutes. After that 5 minutes, you can do 30 seconds at a time to get it to the color you want. If you want it darker than kind of a goldish color. I wouldn't go too long though, because if you get really dark, then it'll get bitter and taste really bad. It's not quite dark enough for me yet. It's starting to get there. I'm going to put another 30 seconds on it. As you can see, it's getting a little darker. I'm going to go maybe another 30 seconds. All right, this is the color I like it. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in. I'm going to swirl it in my pan to get it to be nice and give you a little bit of a topping on there. And then this will cool and it will harden up like a rock. Like you can either put it in an ice bath right away, stick it down, get it cold, or you can just let it sit in the refrigerator. I'm going to go ahead and put this in ice water. Hopefully I can get enough water up there that it'll start chilling out. I'd have to add a little bit of water to that. And you'll see that's starting to harden up. It's cracking. So I'm going to be using this Arroy D organic coconut milk, and that is from product of where? Thailand. And then I have a Best Choice sweetened condensed milk. They're both 14 ounces. So I started putting my water in, getting it heated up for the flan. Next thing I'm going to do is mix my eggs. I'll have 8 eggs. They're going to be medium to small. You're supposed to use 4 large eggs on this recipe, but I'm going to go with the Mexican 8 eggs. And then I'll have the sweetened condensed milk and the coconut milk. And we're going to use 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I may use more than that. And it says 1 cup of sweetened or unsweetened coconut. Today I'm trying just some sweetened coconut flakes, and I am going to toast those. I like the toasty, nutty flavor. So I'm toasting those in my toaster oven. I will be stirring those until they get brown. 8-cup pitcher. Then I have my can of sweetened condensed milk that goes in next. What would life be without sugar? Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Then I have my Roy D organic coconut milk. Let's see what this looks like. I've never used this before, or done this one before. I will give you the link to the recipe. Again, I want to try and make sure and get everything out of this condensed sweetened milk. I'm going to use a stick blender to blend this till it's nice and smooth. Alright, so that's ready except for I'm using imitation vanilla. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons. Calls for 1, but I like it a little more vanilla in there. We need to put our cup of shredded coconut in here. Mine's toasted. And mix that up. But we're going to pour this over the caramel that's in the pan that's hardened. This would be much easier to show people in a commercial kitchen, but all right, so I have that in there. This is what it looks like. And what I'm going to do is I am going to cover that with foil. Just keep some moisture out while it is boiling. I made myself some really handy dandy little, what you call them, red and green show type of handles to put it inside the pot with. I don't like getting burned, so you just lift it up and set it down in, pull it out. All right, so let's see where we're at here. We are steaming. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. And then I'm going to cover that. And it's about halfway up on my pot. I'm going to set my timer for 30 minutes. And there we go. This is what the flan should look like when it comes out of the steam bath. Slightly jiggling in the center. The outsides around the pan should all be firm. So I don't think you could ask for it any better. We'll let it set and then we'll put it in the refrigerator overnight, and that should blend the flavors.